Hey guys, it's Volkswagen Mechanic. Welcome back to another video. And today we're actually inside of the new Volkswagen Golf Alltrack wagon that we recently bought. I remember the video that I put on the channel introducing you guys to it. I hope you guys enjoyed the cool music I added to it. I tried to make it pretty cool. But yeah, if you haven't watched that video, I'll leave it in the end screen for you to watch. Don't forget to go watch it. But yeah, so today I'm going to show you how to do a lot of things on the screen here, as well as like reset the trip odometer and stuff. So you know that with our blue Jetta or whatever, a long time ago, I actually did a video on like how to reset trip odometer and change clock and stuff like that. It went really viral. It has like 40K views. Well, viral for my channel at least. But yeah, it's my most viewed video on YouTube to this day on the channel. So yeah, so let's get into it. So first of all, I gotta obviously turn the key. But yeah, so it has automatic light control, so the lights are on. I'm going to switch that off for now so we don't waste battery power, because I don't want to turn on the car, because as you can see, we're in the garage here. But anyways, yeah, so as you can see, the trip is 0 because I've already reset it. But basically what you do is see this one button here. You just press and hold that, and it'll reset in like 1 second. And there's nothing to resetting the trip in this car. So now, moving on to like clock and stuff on the screen over here. In the blue car, there were 2 buttons up here, and you reset the clock with the combination of those buttons. But in this car, it's much more advanced, and so it's actually simpler because you don't have to press like a amount of buttons or whatever. You just look at it in this screen. So I'm just going to go over everything briefly that's in this screen. So first of all, you got the car section, which that includes energy consumers, which if you have like the heat on or heated seats on, it'll show that here and how much fuel it's using. Right now, this is like a gauge of how much fuel the energy consumer is using. It doesn't say right now, even if I turned on anything, because there's no, the car is not running. But that's energy consumers. Then here we have driving data, which it shows like how much gas, how much range you have. This is, I think, give me a second. Sorry about that. I think this is the range you have left. This is kind of like the miles per gallon you're getting. There's 3 pages here. Since start, extended period, and since refuel. So there's that. And I'm just giving you an overview of it. If you want to look into it more, you can look at it in your own car. The Think Blue Trainer, I'm pretty sure it just says like your blue score. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with like how good you're being to the environment or something like that. There's like Think Blue options, stuff like that. And then there's also vehicle status, which right now it doesn't show anything. It says door, window, or roof open. Let's see, if I shut the door, it doesn't say anything anymore. But there's also tire pressure monitoring system, where you remember in the blue car, the tire pressure monitor system reset button was actually in the glove compartment. But in this car, it's actually in the screen, which is kind of nice. So you just press that if you want to reset the tire pressures, and then it'll give you a confirmation like that. So basically, if there's like anything wrong with your vehicle, or if it needs to be refueled, it's actually really cool. When it needs to be refueled, it'll say how much range once the gas light comes on, which the gas light is in the bottom of the fuel gauge. It appears right there. But when the gas light comes on, it'll actually say here how much range you have left, which that's kind of cool. And then moving on, you have the media section. That's just if you plug in a USB device. Then there's the radio, where obviously you can select, and you have the tuning knob and then arrows and the manual here. Manual just shows like the different stations and whatever. Then there's the stations list. And then you can change from FM to AM, but the radio should be self-explanatory. Then phone is actually where you can connect your phone to the car, which, as you can see, this is my mom's phone or whatever. She has a Moto G Power. But basically, you can connect it. You can dial numbers with this. You can actually, it's really cool. You can dial numbers. You can call. You can hang up the call. Yeah. So, and then here you have apps, and that's just if you connect a device via USB. You can use, if you have an Android, you can use Android Auto, and I think Mirror Link is probably something for Apple or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, and then there's setup, which that's where to change your whatever dates and whatever sound. You can balance the volume thing too. You don't need to do anything anywhere else. Screen, You can switch the brightness and do stuff like that. Then time and date, this is where you set your time and date. If you click on time, you can just set it like this with the arrows and change AM and PM. 24-hour format is military time, 12 hours the normal time. Daylight saving time you can turn on and off if you want daylight saving time. So basically when daylight saving time ends, you'll switch that off and it'll go back an hour. Or no. Wait, I'm getting confused, guys. Yeah, I think that's the way it works. So let me just set this to 6. Because we're currently on daylight saving time. So if you set it to that, it will. And then in the spring, when you spring forward, you turn off daylight saving time. Oh, I screwed that up. It's fine. Daylight saving time should be on right now. In the spring, you turn off daylight saving time, and it goes back. Then for date, you can just change the date the same way if it's not right. And then the date format you can change. I want it month, day, and year, because then you have 11/29/22, which is the date I'm recording this video. So, yeah, that's a good idea to know how to set your date and time. And then language, there's English, Spanish, and French from Canada, apparently. Then additional languages is, I guess, those two. Yeah, you already saw those. Units is, you can change if you don't want miles per hour, Fahrenheit, gallons, miles per gallon, PSI, stuff like that. You can change that here. Then, let me scroll down a little bit. This configuration wizard, where that is, it just helps you with the initial setup. Bluetooth is where you can change the name of the Bluetooth. You can make it visible. You can look at paired devices. Oh, wait, yeah, this is nice. I can delete, all these. You can delete, old phones, because there's a bunch of, old phones here, which is probably, the old owners or whatever that used to own this car. I don't know who these people's names are. But, yeah, I think it's just people that used to own this car. So, I'm gonna just go ahead and delete all their phones, because we don't need those anymore. This here is my mom's phone, and this is my phone, so that's why those are left. Search for devices. If you want to connect a Bluetooth device, you just search. And then Bluetooth audio, you can turn that on or off, which I don't want to do that. So that's that setup, and then there's factory settings, which you can reset to factory settings. System information is the information on the system. And you can update the software. If there's an update, just click Update Software, but you got to insert a source containing data. And then copyright, you can see what the copyright is. So that's that. That's if you click on, and then if you click on, that's just if you click that Setup button. Now, if you go to Car and click on Setup, you can see different stuff like tires, lights, assistance systems. And this is actually where you control this. So if you put ESC Sport or ASR off, you see that it says this here, front assist not available in the middle, and then it also says ESC off there in the instrument cluster. So we want that on though. Okay, and then the tires, that's tire pressure stuff as well. Lights, stuff like that, auto headlight control, mirrors and wipers, stuff like that, But so that's the setup for car. If you go to media, there's setup for sound and Bluetooth and stuff like that. Radio, there's setup for sound and arrow keys and stuff like that. Let's see oh yeah, we can delete presets. That's actually a good idea. Because, there's a lot of stuff like this I don't even care about, So, basically, the only station I really care about in this car that's a preset currently is 95.5, because that's a nice station. But I kind of want to add stuff as well, stations. Because I kind of want to add stuff as well, oops, I turned on the blinker. I kind of want to add stuff like other stations that I like. So there's that. Phone, there's setup for your phone. Apps, there's also setup here. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, I think, as far as the screen goes. And then in the middle here, there's the arrow keys over here. Or no, where are those? Yeah, here on your dash, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can go like that, and you can look at your assist systems, turn them on and off. You can see your audio, whatever. This is the radio station that's currently on here. So you can see your audio, the telephone, whatever phone you have connected, the vehicle status, which there's no entries available, and then the driving data, which is like the miles per hour very specifically, which is kind of nice. And then you can see the temperature, of course, and the odometer. And then if you turn on the cruise actually appears right there, and it's really cool because you can actually plus up and down with this button here to adjust your speed. It's very accurate. See? It's very accurate, which is very nice. And then obviously you have your temperature gauge down here, and if you overheated or whatever, your temperature light. Why is that doing that? Your temperature light would actually appear in the bottom of that gauge, and same thing with the gas light. The gas light would appear in the bottom of that gauge. The only reason the EPC and check engine lights are on is because I haven't turned on the car, and they don't go out till you turn on the car. And yeah, and then park is on just because I have the parking brake, because this is a manual, so if you left it like that, let me put that in. I gotta press the right pedal on. It's hard to find the right pedal. In a second. Okay, yeah, I gotta put this in neutral. There we go. It's out of gear, but it's in park, so it should be okay. But yeah, that's about it as far as things inside this car. I'm gonna turn that off to conserve battery power. And then after you turn it off, it all says, please do not forget your cell phone. Just press OK and get rid of it. But yeah, it's kind of a nice feature because, you know, if you hook up your phone or whatever, it knows that your phone is hooked up. And then it'll say, even if you don't, yeah, it'll say, please don't forget your phone. I mean, I don't think I'm going to forget my phone, but still, it's like that. So yeah, and then there's also, when you open the doors, instead of having, let me turn on the ignition to demonstrate, you know, in the blue car and the black car and older cars like that, it always had like a red light that would appear in the instrument cluster somewhere that would have like a door open indication or something like that. Well, in this car, it doesn't have a door open indication that appears as a red light. It just appears in the center like that, which that's kind of cool. In fact, I'm going to pause this for a second, but when I come back, I'll have all the doors in the trunk open, and I'll demonstrate to you guys what it looks like. So yeah, guys, that's what it looks like when all the doors in the trunk are open. I'm sitting in the passenger seat currently because it was just easier to get into than walking around to the driver's seat. But yeah, all the doors, they have like icons that come open, and I'll show you what happens when you shut a door. That's what happens, basically. But yeah, and then the trunk doesn't show that it's flipped up. It just glows more white than it usually does, as you can see. Now, I don't think the hood has any indications for it being up, which kind of makes sense, because it doesn't make sense to put a special sensor in the hood latch just to know and put it here that it's up or whatever, although it would be kind of useful. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for an overview of the electronics inside the car. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you out. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on notifications. Also, I hope you enjoyed the last video I did introducing this car. I'll leave it in the end screen if you guys haven't seen it yet. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.